Thanks for joining us today. Episode 2. Here with Gosho.
And my man Pico.
And today, we're talking about Terminator.
Terminator. Your foster parents are dead.
Let's get into it. Right, so Terminator. We'll start off with the simple, we're only talking about 1 and 2 today. We might mention the other ones.
Yeah.
Not saying they're not going to be mentioned, but 1 and 2 was a significant nostalgia hit back in the 80s and 90s, so...
Mainly just the Arnold Schwarzenegger ones.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
on yeah.
Right. So, which one favourite out of the two?
Easy. It's one of those rare scenarios, getting it where the second one trumps the first.
Yeah, I love the second one too. I once asked a question to one of my friends who I used to work with, which one he liked better, and he said 1, but
it's no longer with us.
unfortunately, I had to sack him. No, it was so 1 and 2. He basically made a case for it. He said the thing is, if you like horror more than sci-fi, you will choose number 1 because it's more of a horror film, and number 2 is full sci-fi.
Yeah.
So very little horror in it. It was scary a bit still if you're young, but it was more that he liked horror over sci-fi, which I was like, okay, that's fair enough. But 2, I think 2 takes 1 to level that. Can you see how I can't see?
Yeah, that's what I think. It's taken to opinion, but it's still wrong, isn't he?
Too much. He's definitely.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm not friendly anymore. So, we're going to go for maybe character performances from 1 and 2. We'll start with the big man himself. Oh, good end on him. That sounded wrong. We'll just start on him.
I was still excited for both.
We'll start with the first one, the big man himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. He's perfect, isn't he?
Oh, he's
a perfect machine.
Perfect role for that movie. That is just unbelievable.
It's one of them ones again, isn't it? You could never put anyone else in that position. And I think that's why those Terminators hold up, because anybody else who ever's tried to touch that position, apart from, the
big man himself.
Yeah, the big man himself is not the same, but yeah, I won't go too far into them, but yeah, it was made for him. He was Terminator, wasn't he?
Could you think of anyone else? Maybe Dolph Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren's good, but then when I think of Dolph Lundgren, I always think of Universal Soldier. So I don't know. I don't think he has that. It's that he looks like a robot, doesn't he? Yeah. His head, his cranium, and his jaw, and his physique.
They literally designed their whole robot to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, didn't they?
Yeah.
There was no...
It was the accent,
He did, yeah. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
He sounded like a robot. The Austrian accent he had, it just sounded like a robot.
No problemo.
There was no way he could be made in there.
Yeah.
Any other actor. I completely agree with that one. What about Linda Hamilton, who played as Sarah Connor?
I think she was great,
Well, what in 1?
Do you know what? I don't really remember her too much in 1.
Yeah, I understand that. I watched them both recently, because I'm a bad father and I watched them with my kids. And in the first one, I think her acting isn't even that good. If you go rewatch the first one, you'll know what I mean. Because in the first one, she's more of a damsel in distress.
Right.
Because she basically has no fighting skill or anything. But in the second one, she's just a fucking badass.
She's an absolute monster.
Just a fucking beast.
She knows what's coming for her. She's prepared. She's trained.
She's trained. I know. The character contrast from the the first one to the second one is unbelievable. And then acting in the second one, I just think it's miles better than the first one.
And I think it gives that thing for the audience as well. Like when they see her, they're like, wow, she's changed. Like, like I said, the character development, they're like, wow, she's fucking, she's not having it anymore.
Because in the first one, you see her driving away in a jeep. And then in the second one, she's in a mental institution.
She drove there.
She's like, I'm fucking.
I can't be too sure, but I think a robot's been chasing me and trying to kill me. Yeah, you've come to the right place. Room 4.
Oh. Okay, what about some others? Edward Furlong in the second one.
Oh.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, I quite like him.
It
was a bit whiny, but it's just a bit whiny, isn't he?
Was he that bad though?
No.
Because I liked the relationship he had with the Terminator. Yeah, I think it made
that's
classic part of the movie.
Yeah. No, it was good, and I loved, like you said, the development of the relationship between him and the robot was great because you really felt it, and he was like, especially, oh man, maybe I could be friends with a robot someday. But I just remember the one bit where he's like, I think it's where he's telling him not to follow him, or he's like, wait, no, and his voice is breaking, and it goes through me, and I'm like, oh man, that's probably why I think whiny.
No, don't do it, please, don't come.
I'm picturing more parts of me like when Annie grabs that guy's head and picks him up by his hair.
Yeah.
Annie then as well.
Yeah.
What the hell now? That's what I can imagine him saying.
You can't people up by the hair.
Okay, so Edward Furlong, a bit whiny, but still great actor and made great part of the movie.
He had that edgy kid about him, didn't he? Like, I'm cool, I don't give a fuck type thing, like fuck the world. Like it was a real good juxtaposition.
It was good anarchist fan.
Yeah, it was good juxtaposition, and it's like he almost became accountable and responsible because of the Terminator. Like he grew up a bit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about Patrick, who played the T-1000?
Fucking, you could not replace that man.
Oh, they just played it perfectly.
Yeah, you got the best people to play. Like you said, Arnie's Terminator, and then it was the T-1000. That's just unreal. Like, I could never imagine anyone playing that. It was scary. You just thought he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
His face.
Like, how would you stop him?
His face.
Yeah, he's just a stonewall face. He just... And there's parts, like, you just think, how are they going to stop something that don't stop coming for you?
Yeah.
It's made of liquid metal. You can't burn him. You can't feel it. You just like, how they're going to do it?
Shape-shift into anything, pretty much. You know, into people, look like them. You're constantly paranoid. You're like, oh.
It's the ultimate flipping. It's ultimate apex predator, isn't it?
He is. He absolutely is.
It's just like, I don't know. Him himself, though, just his acting of the T-1000 was just amazing.
It was. I don't know if you know, but I was reading something about him not too long ago, and I didn't know this until like earlier this year or last year. And basically there was like, how was it working with Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator? And he was like, Arnie's massive, and he's got that presence and that physique about him, you know, that impression and stuff, like, and the pressure that you have with him. And he was like, I needed something to compare to that. If I'm to be scarier than him, he was like, I need something to compare with that. And that he came up with the idea of like, I wanted to be stone cold, like stone faced, like nothing fazed me. And he actually practiced running, like with a straight face, but holding his breath for long periods of time. Like really long. And he just kept practicing and practicing. So like, I wish I remembered so much more of it, but they were saying like he got really good at it. To the point where he could, at one point he was learning how to sprint faster. And at one point they said they had to speed up with the because he was getting too fast. Like he was becoming the T-1000. He started drinking mercury. But he trained himself to breathe only through his nose while running for long periods of time, so he could just keep that face. He couldn't seem like, you know, panting or anything like that. Because as a T-1000, you want to see it as something with boundless energy, don't you? He just trained himself to do that, and he pulled it off perfectly.
I'm thinking of the scenes in my head, like where they're running after him, like,
and he looks like he's fast.
backing up the car and the police car, and they're just shooting. It just looks like he just has non-stop running.
Yeah,
like, that is awesome. That is like, that's one of those things you learn. And It is freaking cool to know.
That is like pure dedication to the role, and you think, right, I need to be better and scarier than this man. How do I do it?
Yeah.
It's just portrait. It's just
like massive.
it's just captured it perfectly.
Oh yeah, that is so cool. I like that. So these are 4 people just talking about what happened to them, like acting wise.
I know, because you think, like I said, as the T1000 after that performance, you'd think more bad guy roles or more sci-fi. I don't know anything, because it was a stellar performance.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you, apart from very much later on in his career where I've seen him in more things, like Scorpion.
Time Scorpion.
Yeah,
He was in X-Files as well.
was he? Yeah.
Like when Skull of a Molly came on, he was like the new sort of tag team in that as well.
Yeah. But why the gap? I don't get it. I mean, I've not.
He has been in things. Maybe you just don't notice.
Yeah, I mean, I've not really checked up to see what his filmography was during that period, but I mean, you feel like if it was anything substantial, you would know.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it.
Linda Hamilton, but Sarah Connor.
I reckon she's still in the mental asylum. I reckon there was like, that's a wrap, nice one, Terminator 2 was done, and she's like, nah, they're coming for me. And they're like, fuck, we've ruined her. She's in too deep.
Oh, so I didn't see her in anything.
No.
I will literally nothing. I don't even. Did she have a cameo in the Sarah Connor Chronicles? I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly don't.
I know she obviously ended up being in the latest Terminator, which was Dark Fate. She came back and reprised the role as Sarah Connor.
Wearing the same white vest.
Still in the middle of the south.
Having the same recurring dream.
But no, yeah, she just. After that performance, like, again, another massively great performance, and it's nothing.
Nothing.
You just don't understand. Maybe she couldn't shake off that Sarah Connor. Some people like have that role and dating it. They don't go on to anything else.
I wonder if they ever did like Tomb Raider earlier, if she would have been a good part for it. You know, if it, yeah. But that's it. I mean, I don't know what other films would you say that had a strong character that she could have played as a female lead? At that time.
No. There is a. No.
I can't think off the top of my head. There may have been, yeah. I've probably just dropped that out. Tell me all the films.
All right, so then there was Edward Fairwell. I don't remember him being in American History X after this.
Yeah, I do.
Did he have issues with drinking and stuff like that as well?
Probably they just thought, nah, you're too whiny, kid. For slander. Just too whiny. I reckon they've gone, nah, your fucking voice broke too many times on camera. You've pissed me off. You're not getting anything else.
Oh, yeah. So we've got Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just went on to fucking.
Yeah, he just
got the most
propelled into everything, wasn't he?
Best career I've ever seen of any individual.
Yeah.
I mean, we always talk about an Arnold Schwarzenegger night, but flipping heck, it'd have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger day and night, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Great movies he's been.
It'd be more. It'd be so much more.
Like, I can just think off the top of my head, like, Running Man. And that's it. You've got Running Man. You have Total Recall.
Yeah.
I can't. For some reason, my brain's gone dead on this, but...
Conan the Barbarian. Conan the Destroyer. I even liked Red Sonja.
Okay, we'll end this podcast now. I didn't mind Red Sonja.
But I was younger. It was all cool. You know, like
it was.
Slaying demons and large snakes and that.
I mean, I don't think that would hold up these days, though.
No, probably not. Probably didn't even hold up back then, but I'm like, Commando.
Yeah.
True Lies.
I love True Lies.
Yeah.
But like you say, he just went on. I didn't even think he was like a great actor anyway. Do you know, like in all these movies he plays, it's not like he's the best actor ever.
No.
He just plays a great role. His accent just is. I don't know.
When you watch him, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yes.
And if you know what you're going to get, and you're happy with that, that's fucking great. Yeah. Like if you say, right, he's played this film, he's an action hero, you think, fuck, he's going to be sick. There's going to be some cheesy lines. He's going to be smoking a stogie at some point, and he's just gonna absolutely just demolish everything, and you just couldn't wait for it. Like that scene in Predator where he goes, "You son of a bitch," and he's
that's iconic.
And he's fucking. It's just bulging. You're like, man, wish I had arms like that.
Wish I had.
Just so I could shake. Just like I wish I had a friend I could shake hands with.
Okay, so let's talk about favourite scenes.
There's loads. There's absolutely loads.
There'll be in Terminator 2, I know.
Yeah.
Let's just go favourite scenes. Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, where he slices. I remember watching where he slices around his arm, and you're like, "What?"
Did you watch that when you was younger?
Yeah,
Scary as hell. That
yeah. And he did that, and he was like, and I was like, looking at my arm, my dad's looking at me like, "No, you fucking dare."
Listen to me very carefully.
You're at Terminator, you're just a turd.
That was a great scene. One of my favourite scenes is that Cyberdyne Systems, and he has his minigun.
Yeah.
Rex, the police, like, absolutely destroys them, but he doesn't kill anyone. Like, that casualties thing comes up and it's like 0.0.
Yeah.
0.0. It makes no sense having 0.1 casualty. But yeah, so he doesn't hurt anyone. Just jump on the top, not swear anyone.
Yeah. I mean, that scene, that's like took off as an absolute meme now, is the foster parents are dead. When he's like that, what's your dog's name? Wolfie. And he says something else. I can't remember the dog he says, does he? The name he says.
It's Max.
Is it Max?
Yeah.
And he's like, how's Max? She's like, it's fine, honey. He's like, your foster parents are dead. And you're like, oh shit, that's cold. But they do it for everything now, don't they? Like memes flying around.
Yeah, and what else is there? One of my favourite scenes is just like the motorbike scene where he's getting chased by the truck.
Yeah, that is horror, yeah, because you're like...
It's just other things like, do you know when he first goes underneath one of the underpass, it just like wrecks the whole top of his thing and just, it's the way the Terminator smashes the window off.
Yeah.
Like in a really, you know, like,
Oh.
he just looks like a beast.
Oh yeah, or when he's the mall at the ring before that scene, and
Yep.
he's like about to get caught by him, and he drops all those roses, and he's got the shotgun. And you're like, you motherfucking beast.
What else is there? Let's think.
I'm gonna right at the beginning where it's like, I'm gonna need your boots, your glasses, and your motorcycle.
Yeah.
Right.
Iconic scene.
Yeah.
What else? Have you seen the
Oh.
extended versions?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's in the extended version, it's just small things, but like there's the part where he's telling him how to smile.
Yeah.
And he smiles real weird.
Yeah. And in the bit as well with the T1000 where he steps on something, is it something yellow? I like a yellow.
Oh
strip.
yeah, so when they're in the factory, right at the end, the iron factory, it's obviously there's loads of molten metal everywhere. Everything's really hot. So when he grabs onto the bar, onto the hand up, like going up the stairs, his whole arm turns to that colour.
Yeah.
Of the bar and like mimics it sort of. And then right at the end, the way John Connor actually knows which runs his mum
Yeah.
is by looking at the floor. But you don't see that in the non-extended version. It's like he just knows. But in the extended version, you see that his feet have melted to the floor and like copied the floor sort of
Yeah.
thing. So it's just like, yeah.
Why not leave that in? It makes so much more sense.
It's like a small scene. It's literally 1 second long, but it makes so much sense.
Why would you take that out? And then obviously the ending where, oh man, it's such a good ending where he's just like,
Sad. It's just so sad.
it's sad, and you're like, oh man, like, and you just see it going to life, and you're like, no, just a bit more fun.
Just a bit more fun. We just go like that. I was joking. What about the CGI?
So I haven't watched Terminator 2 for a while, but I still feel like when I've still watched it, obviously growing up, and it's not like years and years and years ago, and I still feel like it holds up.
It holds up. I watched it recently. I was like, this holds up unbelievably well.
Yeah.
It's so. It was groundbreaking for its time, but you could literally use that same CGI in that movie.
Yeah.
It'd just be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how good they made it then, and 30 years later, it's still good enough to be watched as a movie with that CGI. No, the first one, no. Animatronics, it does some things that are. What's that flipping? Is it stop motion? It's not stop motion. Like what the really old films used to do.
Oh, didn't we? Not animatronics, was it? No. Anything like that? It was.
I can't put my finger on it, so we'll skip on. But it's like what the really old movies used to do in terms of animation, and it was freaking awful, and that does not hold up. You know, my kids still liked it, which was good
Yeah.
still. But it's just like the CGI in the second one is like leaps and bounds. You know, leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
The first one.
Do you know? It's funny you say about CGI because you reminded me of a story. So the first one, do you know when he's first coming into Earth and it's like there's all that electric around him, and he just looks like boom, and that's a cool moment. So a kid at school was like, he got told that if you put a CD in a microwave and turn it on, all the electric and stuff sparks off it, like the Terminator coming into the first one. So he did it and ruined his mum's microwave.
Pretty bad. I probably fucked off for that too.
Just put a CD in the microwave and that was it. And
Did it do the electric?
yeah, he said it did look pretty cool.
Oh, that's well. At least you got some out of it.
Yeah, I mean he's right, but I can't imagine how long he was grounded for.
Right, it's cool. So the
Please don't try CD microwaves at home.
just do it outside. Right, so 6 Terminators altogether. Terminator 1, decent movie. Terminator 2,
Yeah,
best movie.
yeah,
Probably rate that one of my highest rated movies ever. Really. Terminator 3.
yeah. I mean, we have to mention it.
Talk to the hand.
So this is what I don't like. Like, you go to the third one and you think, right, this has got to have a seriously kick-ass Terminator because the T-1000's ruined it from the Terminator.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just not. And I'm just like, oh. It is basically the T-1000 that can make complex machines out of itself.
Yeah,
But that's just, it seemed a bit over the top and it seemed a bit, and I didn't like the actress who played.
yeah. I didn't.
And there was at one point, I think, she like licks John Connor's blood and she has like a mini orgasm. Like, and so, why do that?
Yeah, what we don't want emotion.
Yeah, we don't want no emotion. But funny, I'm just gonna say something on the emotion. No, what actually?
Thanks for that. You contributed a lot.
No, I'll talk about that.
All right.
So then we've got Terminator Salvation. It's a decent movie.
Fairly decent.
Like it was set in the future, post-apocalyptic world. It was after Judgment Day, and I liked that.
I kind of separate the Terminators at this point. Like I see Terminator Salvation as like its own new thing now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the Arnie ones are the Arnie ones, and then Terminator becomes its own thing after that.
I'm surprised they didn't make a trilogy out of the Salvation one, to be fair, but it wasn't well received, was it? I think
No, I didn't
was
really.
alright.
Yeah, that was with Christian Bale in as well, wasn't it?
Christian Bale and yeah.
Him out of. Was it Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't remember his
Got a
name.
very standard name. I can't think.
We'll call him just John Dave.
So we've got John Dave. We have Christian Bale. Good. Just a good post-apocalyptic movie.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I preferred it over 3, so it's got to be something, hasn't it?
Really, it was just awful. Then we've got Terminator Genesis, which I actually saw in cinema.
Yeah, I think I did.
It was a bit over the top.
Yeah,
It delved into the realm of nanotechnology, didn't it? And nanotechnology, Terminator.
I feel like it kind of did what The Matrix did, and like the third one kind of really went into it.
I didn't really like that too much. I think John Connor ended up being the bad guy, does he, in that?
Oh,
It's like the Terminator in the end.
I can't remember. I've watched it once, and then I've never watched it again.
And then we have Terminator Dark Fate, which then Annie's back in that.
Oh, is that where they brought him back?
All Annie, isn't he?
Oh, is he? I can't remember if I've seen that.
And so Connor's back. They probably tried to make some sort of nostalgia hit. Didn't, I think, worked out again. The T-1000 was back in it, not Robert Patrick, but a different actor played him. Didn't last very long, because melted in some acid. That's it, done.
The film lasted 6 minutes.
I can't remember much of that film. No, I did watch quite a bit of it, but it's just gone out of my head. But yeah, out of all them, Terminator 2, just right up here. And
Yeah.
all the rest are just...
So
Well, Terminator 1 is good, because it set the tone, didn't it? Whereas Terminator 2.
see, I'm not a massive fan of the first one. I've got real bored. I liked the bit where it come in like a CD microwave,
Yeah.
and then that was it for me. I think I was like, oh yeah.
Two of them in the same. No wonder twice as good, isn't it?
I think it's because, funny enough, I watched the second one before I watched the first one.
I did. I did. I was showing the second one by my brothers before.
Yeah, that's it.
And obviously, the first one's more, you can see it's more 80s, and Terminator 2 is more 90s, even though it's early 90s. It's not as 80s as Terminator 1 is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't like the 80s. I love loads of 80s movies, but it just pushed the boundaries, and I love it.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, I'm going to go for a couple of fan favourites with you.
Oh, all right. I like this. Go on, give me some fun theories.
There's about a couple of fan favourites for you, which these are the ones I liked. So, the T-1000's early murders in Terminator 2 are quick and efficient, so he kills people quickly. Done.
Yeah.
Only for the Terminator to get more sadistic and prolonged with his killings later in the film. This could be because the T-1000 actually learns to enjoy killing, showing that Terminators can have emotions in a dark way. This would be interesting parallel to the T-800 who played Arnold Schwarzenegger, to the T-800's arc in the film, with him learning how to be kind and a human.
Yeah.
So, like, he's trying to be a kind human being, and then you got the T-1000 going the complete opposite way of just murdering and sadistic. Because if you do keep going on, especially right at the end, when he pokes Sarah Connor with his finger, and he's getting real sadistic.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Call to John now.
And I just thought, like, when I was reading it, I was like, I was like, flipping heck, it does get more sadistic. It gets more horrible.
Yeah, and he's like, oh man, I've never wanted pointy fingers so bad in my life.
Call John now. Bye. It's 6 p.m. See you.
You reminded me of that cat where he goes like, calm down now. Cats have got the pointy fingers, haven't they? Like, calm down. Should we just fucking recreate Terminator 2 with cats?
Oh. So the second fan theory which I liked was goes a bit wild, this one, but I did like it. This truly wild Terminator theory states that the Terminator, Alien, and Predator franchise actually take place in the same universe. This is mostly due to the Alien vs Predator arcade game featuring a cyborg named Major Dutch Schaefer, whose serial number is CDS-170A3. CDS stands for Cyberdyne Systems. So the robotics company that creates Skynet and the Terminator franchise, this would mean that all three franchises share the same world, completely changing the Terminator movies.
Wow, that's cool. That is cool.
Cyberdyne.
So what you're saying is we're getting a third Alien versus Predator versus Terminator.
That's so cool. I wouldn't.
I don't know.
It sounds cool.
I'm
Not practical.
going to need your Predator gun, your inside tongue thing, and a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's
He's just like.
thing is though, like in that situation, the T-1000 wins every time, doesn't it? I'll say 800.
Well,
I know Predator.
Predator would find a way to just disconnect him, just fucking savage his head off. T-1000 though, no.
I'd like to see a fight between the T-1000. Have you ever seen those shows where someone pits, like, say a T-1000 against another character? Like you had Master Chief versus Captain America.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and they just basically put together like a short movie on who would win in the fight.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a flipping Alien versus Predator versus Terminator T-1000.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Whoever doesn't, get it done.
Tell us who you think would win, actually.
Yeah, tell us who you think would win out of the T-1000, Predator, and Alien.
What would the acid do to the T-1000 from the Alien?
Well, that's a good point because, like you say, in Dark Fate, T-1000 dies to an acid.
Ah.
Cool.
So do you think the Predator would take the head off the Alien and just pour him out like a fucking glass of wine all over the T-1000?
Oh, that was such a good end. I hope someone does something like that now.
Yeah.
And if it's because we said this. Right, okay, so yeah, they're the couple of fan favourites. I hope you enjoyed them.
I did actually, I loved them.
So in what ways did the second Terminator movie set the standards for the science fiction genre, especially action science fiction? Do you think it just maybe peaked too soon?
Maybe, yeah, because...
Yeah, because like, if you was to set your standards to what you want your fucking movie to be like, it would be
like that, yeah.
like that is the gold standard, shall we say, of movies.
I think it showed, didn't it, that sci-fi doesn't have to be all like, I wouldn't say nerdy, but it doesn't have to be too scientific to be, to be enjoyed, and you can put it with an action film and it absolutely works.
Yeah.
I think it definitely raised the bar and set the standard for other movies to kind of follow on from.
Yeah, definitely. I just think of all sci-fi movies I've ever watched, that one just is top for me.
Yeah.
If I was to pick a top sci-fi movie for my personal thing, that would be right at the top.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I say that. I really like Back to the Future as well.
Yeah, true.
But it's a different kind of movie.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I said, when you think of like action / sci-fi, there ain't many that hold a candle to it, is there?
No. Like you got kind of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Starship Troopers.
I like Starship Troopers.
I do, but it's got the action and sci-fi, but it's not Terminator, is it? Terminator brings sci-fi but to the real world.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wow, I have an understanding there's superior things out there, but this is how we would cope against it in our normal everyday lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. That's what I like. You want to know what would happen if we was in that scenario. That's what you want to know. Yeah. You can relate to it more.
So what do you think is like next for the Terminator movies?
I don't know.
Just stop.
That's what I mean. I say this all I say this all the time. The milk things to death because they want to keep some going because they think, all right, we've got a popular base, we'll get more money from it.
Money.
Or we'll try and it's too good idea to let go, and you just ruin it. You absolutely ruin it. Like what more can you do?
Yeah, they've done the post-apocalyptic in Salvation. They've done the pre-Judgment Day 5 times now.
Yeah, I mean,
There's nothing more you can do, surely.
you can't reboot them because if you reboot them, you just can't have an uproar. Like, why reboot them? Why do it? You're just killing a cult classic.
Yeah, there's no way they can remake Terminator 2. There's just no way.
So just leave it alone. I think they should, after 3, they should have gone, you know what?
No, we fucked it.
Or like you said, they do Christian Bale and John Dave.
Yeah, I love John Dave.
It's my fave. John Dave fave.
My fave John Dave. Yeah.
And I think they should have done it as its own separate thing, which they might have tried to do, but I don't know.
I don't know why they make a trilogy out of it. I just don't get it. I don't know why they, like you said, the release Salvation. I don't know why they didn't make a trilogy out of that one. Was James Cameron even involved in Terminator 3? So that's another thing. It's like James Cameron. He is probably one of the best directors. He's got multi movies that are grossed over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like you've got Titanic, you've got flipping Avatar. I don't know how good Avatar 2 did, but it might have grossed probably a very similar amount.
Yeah.
And you just think, yeah, if you weren't going to get him, why even go ahead with the third one? I don't.
That's it, innit?
And that's why I also think is like, did he go? No, you should just leave it. Yeah, because I think he's the sort of person who's like, no, we did a good thing. Let's just leave it at that. And if you're going to continue with that onto the third one, unfortunately, I'm going to have me as a director because I won't put my name on it.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, people will go, like, when you see something made by James Cameron, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll go see that because he'll put his all into it.
We really need to make sure James Cameron won't direct in the third one. Otherwise, it's going to be terrible. But like you said, it kind of made, if it was on it, I don't know how he got it so wildly different from Terminator 1 and Terminator 2.
It's someone called Jonathan Muster.
I know nobody ever knows him.
Yes. I was pretty sure.
Yeah, I know, but I was like,
Thank you for making me check that.
what if? But yeah, I see it. Too much of a good thing, and that's it. People go, oh, it was real successful. Let's do a third one. And it's like, why?
Could you think of another plot? Really?
I've been trying. While we've been talking, I've been trying to think, and I honestly couldn't. And
They could do the beginning of Judgment Day, couldn't they?
what whether it's coming into fruition.
Yeah, it's just coming into fruition, basically. The news going off and then starting right there and then. But because obviously Salvation takes a long time after, like, things have been destroyed and that's it. There's no... I don't know, even that.
Could you do it as like a parallel universe?
You could. I hate that, though, because I always feel like stuff like that's a cop-out, because I think the Marvel universe, I think they're trying to cop-out at the minute with... Deadpool 3 supposed to be bringing in a new universe, basically.
Right.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think you can.
Big multiverse.
I just don't think you can. It is what it is. She left Dad, so.
Can you just leave it alone? Please just leave it alone.
We'll go through them all. I know you haven't seen them all, but we'll just do them. No, let's do Terminator 1 and 2, actually.
Yeah, because we know what the rest are going to be like.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Terminator washed.
I'm just scoring it straight away in front of you. Right.
Hammer.
I've got mine.
Okay. Boom.
Oh, it's doing me. 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And go Terminator 2. Judgment there.
Judgmental. You give it a 10.
Definitely.
Give it a 10. I give it a 9.
Okay.
Give it a 9. Screechy kid. Screech and Chong, mate.
Oh, yeah, the screeching.
I just can't. He had some great parts, and he had some, like, do you know when they're on the motorbike and fucking Guns N' Roses are playing and fucking shotgun and there's so many good bits, but
Yeah, just too much screech.
just too much screech for me. So it's just a whiny little kid. It's like your best mate's a fucking killer robot, man.
Yeah, I put it as a 10 because I just think it's one of my favourite movies. It's just one of my top movies, like, they'll be in my top 10 that.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. So, yeah. Okay. Good ratings.
Good ratings.
Well, for 2 anyway.
The ones don't exist. Well, erase them from memory.
Terminator 2 been its own standalone movie, do you think? Because there's only one part in Terminator 2 that I think could have really... Where you wouldn't know.
Do you mean
what's
like-
going on. when he comes in for the first time and Sarah Connor says it, no, it starts running away from him. That's the only thing you wouldn't understand.
Yeah. But then do you think that could have then brought on for the second one to show you the understanding of that?
Yeah, that is true.
You could have easily had that as a first film
Yeah,
and you just enjoy it just the same with no context.
definitely. Okay. Bye.
You're done.
We're done.
Done. Right. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on if you liked the first one, the second one. Did we miss anything in terms of like scenes or iconic moments? Just give us your general thoughts. But yeah, please subscribe if you like more content. And oh, my voice broke. I'm Screechy Kid.
Keep going, try that again.